Smith. Whistles for the two teams to line up. Halifax just one change from last week. Mark Garside off the field. James Woodburn all fullback. Zach McCool, Greg Worthington, Ed Barber, James Solstall the three quarters. Liam Harrison, Scott Griggs at the half. Paul got Brandon Moore and Dan Murray with the run on the front row. The rest of the six in the pack being made up by Ben Kavanagh, Kevin Leroy and Jacob Fairbank, Curtis Davis, Adam Tangata and Connor Davis on the bench. And after a long wait, Ben Tibbs finally gets a place on the bench. He should be introduced at some point in this game. Newcastle have some big names and they made some shrewd signings under their coach Eamon McCarroll and Dennis Betts, and are looking to throw the ball about. Sam Wilde takes it over halfway, it goes back to Jake Shorrocks for the kick, and that's gone so high. Saltonstall manages to catch the bounce off his chest, and there's four Newcastle defenders moving up quickly to tackle Saltonstall. Liam Harris moves into acting half. It's the ball away to Zach McComb. Well, they're obviously putting numbers in defence in Newcastle. There's three in that tackle, including Akuma Tai, 7 years a Huddersfield player. And Tongan international Akuma Tai as Colcott takes it forward. Three men again in defence. Dan Murray going strongly, he gets over halfway, referee signals at the last tackle. Back to Harris, he's got high on the kick, and this is a pressure one spiraling coming down. There's Halifax players charging forward. Can they get it out quick enough before the defence get back? Worthington will go back inside and chip over the top. It's gone into the in-goal area, where it's been taken by Kieran Gill, and Kieran Gill in turn has been taken by the Halifax defence. So it's worked out well in the end for Halifax. They couldn't get the ball out quick enough, but it will get it back from the drop out under the post. Ben Taylor running one of the touches this afternoon. Dan Murray takes it back over the Newcastle 140 metre line as Fairbanks just manages to get hold of that one. Captain Brandon Moore quickly into acting half. Colcott again to drive the ball into this defence. Well, a lot of defence in the opening 3 minutes for Newcastle. Can they survive this assault on the line? Woodburn all is going to the gap, well closed up by the Newcastle defence, but Halifax pouring on the pressure. Griggs, dummy runners all over, gets it away to Harris. Harris to Moore, Moore to Ed Barber, and Ed Barber is tackled high, say the Halifax supporters. Solstall try to go from acting half, gets the ball away. Ed Barber not able to keep hold of it under pressure. Ball goes out of play. Probably a shock to a loss to Whitehaven last week for Newcastle. Whitehaven not doing bad up in the 7th, one of the best seasons in a while probably. And certainly Halifax riding high, and have Newcastle any strength left in attack after defending for so long. Brandon Moore dragged down the runner from dummy half, who was Evan Simon. The hooker Another kick down again, but it's knocked back by Woodburn Hall. The rain shower over the ground before kick-off will make the ball slippy, and both high kicks failed to be dealt with in the first attempt by Saltonstall and Woodburn Hall. And here comes Saltonstall taking it forward and getting over the vortex, getting some purchase with the boots and able to push backwards. Worthington gets over halfway, still driving the legs into that defence. Griggs looking for runners, finds Harris, plenty of support on that right hand side. Laroya gets to the 30-metre line, referee signals last tackle again, so he'll be back for the kick, and this time it's Griggs with a crossfield bomb to put pressure on. Well, a good take, and Zach McCool then across Alex Clegg over the touchline. Matty Wright, he's a Samoan international. Australian clubs are right. Penrith, North Queensland Cowboy and the Cronulla Sharks. One of the big signings for Newcastle after they were elected into the Championship for this season. It's back again for the kick, and Shorrocks launches another deep kick downfield, taken cleanly and safely by Woodburn Hall. He gives it to McComb, and McComb threatens a return pass and then drops the shoulder, takes it over the 30-metre line. Woodburn Hall, no threats early on in the first 7 minutes from Newcastle with the ball. Spent the first 3 minutes defending. Halifax able to bring it away. Saltonstall drops it off to Ed Barber. Barber tackled on halfway. Griggs, quick pass to Kavanagh. Back in the Newcastle half again. Griggs switches play with a stray pass which Fairbanks has to pick up. Fairbanks looked like he was going to kick, tried 2 handoffs, and he still made a good effort out of a poor pass. Harris will kick back on the inside. It all depends on the bounce for Griggs, and it could be caught in goal again here. Newcastle Thunder. Well, Halifax had a amount of possession in the first 8 minutes, and they're going to get some more. Considering how loose the pass was, but Fairbanks did well to pick it up and still make meters. Halifax have another opportunity to attack that Newcastle Thunder line as Harris stops it with his feet, gives it to Colcott, and he charges in. 2-3 Thunder defenders. Chapel, the last one to get up. Ed Chapel, our brother Jay, on the bench. Harris to Colcott, who's never going to make much out of a standing start there. I don't think he was expecting the pass. Harris gets the ball away. Ed Barber manages to get it back to Moore, and that's a kick through. Who's going to get there first? And Colcott. And it's Dan Murray just short of getting the touchdown there. Quick thinking. Halifax come away without points again. Referee allows the quick tap. And a good carry. Takes the ball 15 metres. With Jack Johnson, the winger, now retreating to the other side of the field as Newcastle approach halfway. Shorrocks to Chapel Howe. Halifax managing to put him down. Evan Simons in, and we have Newcastle trying to put the move on, and Connor Bailey, the scrum half, almost finding a gap in the Halifax defence there. That ball being by Liam McAvoy means that Halifax will get possession. Drinks are on for while the play's stopped. So Halifax attack again, out to Harris. Long ball, Woodburn all with a long ball out to Saltonstall. No space on that far side. Harris, route one down the middle. Colcott again. This time he was expecting the pass. Took it up to another three-man tackle. Harris drops it to Laroya. There's a Newcastle defender. Looks like they're taking the option of the interception, leaving a gap which Halifax have yet to capitalise on as Griggs gets it away to Woodburn or Worthington. Worthington tackled by Wright. Halifax 11 metres away, still looking for the first point of this match. Dan Murray 9 metres away from the line. Halifax stacking players on the left. Griggs, will he kick it through again? He will, and it'll mean that it'll be a third time that Newcastle are dropping out from under their own stick. So all the pressure on the men from the northeast at the moment. And one player from Newcastle down on the other side of the field. I think it's Kieran Gill, the centre, who's receiving attention. In the face of the Newcastle side, swirl around a bit up here on the commentary position. Took by Saltonstall, who would have passed to Murray and then decided to take it up to the defence. 20 metre good kick return from Saltonstall. Murray will drive it forward. Well, the Newcastle defender still being run round and made to do a lot of work by this Halifax attack. Griggs loses it, but it's gone backwards. So Woodburn will have a go at the. He's dropped the ball. The referee has decided this one's a knock on, and Newcastle will get possession. So the squalid showers keep blowing across the pitch, obviously causing problems. Certainly for Halifax with the handling. Not troubling Newcastle too much yet because they've not had enough possession really in the first 13 minutes or so. They've done this same routine since the start of the game, bringing the ball back and trying to get out of their own half. Shorrock gets the pass away to Nathan Wild. Well, they've set themselves a target of winning Super League by 2030 of Newcastle. They'll look away off that at the moment, but they are in the Halifax half of the field. Chapel Howe takes the short pass from Connor Bailey. Shorrocks that kicks again. Woodburn all not really under pressure. Plenty of Halifax defenders stood around him. Zach McCool put down on the 10 metre line as Halifax try and bring it away with Fairbank. Saltonstall again looking to make metres, gets to the 40 metre line. Well, referee says play on. A little bit of interference there from a Newcastle Thunder player, but that's a good chase to the kick from Scott Griggs. Gets to the metre line as Johnson tries to win it away. And the ball has come loose and it's a knock on. Says the referee. Chapelhow unable to keep hold of possession. Was it? Okay. Chapelhow putting the ball down. So Halifax will begin their attack on the 40 metre line.
Substitution for Newcastle Thunder, number 16. James Chapelhow replaces number 13, Liam McAvoy.
Liam McAvoy left the field. And the other Chapelhow brother Jay on now. Liam Harris, short ball to Colcott again. Trying to go from a standing start, perhaps not expecting it, so an easy tackle for the Newcastle Thunder to make. Griggs to Woodburn Hall, who turned up just on time for a short lofted pass from Griggs. But it's just having a feel of the hamstring there is Woodburn Hall. Last tackle again. When Halifax break this line, Worthington gets it back to Griggs, and Griggs will have to go on his own. It's still the last tackle. And it used to be a knock on. And Woodburn Hall looks like he's got a problem. I think when he went to take the pass at Griggs lofted up for him, he got there just probably a second too late and was a big target for the Newcastle defence. And obviously they didn't miss. They may have put Woodburn Hall out of the game, I don't know yet. Physio looking at him, but clutching his leg as he came back from the tackle. Worst comes to the worst, of course. They've got Scott Griggs rather, looking dropped to full back. Woodburn Hall hobbling away. Not sure how long he'll be able to carry on for. So no disruption to the Halifax side yet, but with Newcastle having possession, it might give a chance for Woodburn Hall for a couple of minutes just to run the injury off. Calling the shots from the back, trying to get the defence lined up, and Newcastle thrown out wide, long ball out wide, not the best pass. A better pass might have released the winger on the far side. Alex leg. Akuma tight. Strong run, takes him over halfway. Shorrock gets the pass away. Halifax could be left wanting here on this near side as Clegg. Takes the ball. Shorrock's forced into a kick again, and this could be awkward, but Salderstall does well to take it, and that's tremendous work from the Newcastle defence, forcing Salderstall back over the line into his own goal area. And for once, Newcastle have managed to perhaps build up a bit of pressure with the receipt of the ball from the drop out under the post. And Harris gets about 45 metres out. And Shorrock's almost made a mistake there, but picked it up and offloaded the pass away to Nathan Wild. Chapelhow charging up, that's Jay Chapelhow, the recent replacement for Newcastle, coming on for McAvoy. Newcastle edging closer. Kuma tight. He's 8 metres away. Newcastle trying to put on the moves with Wild, taking the drop-off pass and getting to the line, but not getting over it. Last tackle for Halifax to see out this set. Oh, that is a tremendous tackle. Absolutely fantastic tackle from Jacob Fairbank. On Evan Simons, knew what he was trying to do. Never got a chance to pick the ball up. And flattened it to play the ball, but Halifax have still work to do to get the ball away from their own red zone. And Newcastle, I'm not sure we're back the full 10 then, but the referee allowing it to continue. He's got players made their way back to the 10 eventually. Chapel pushed away as Adam Tangata takes it up for Halifax, replacing Will Colcott. Harris, Woodburn all saw a gap, went for it. Nathan Wild wrapped him up. Brandon Moore looking for an opportunity. Barber, oh, good ball. Kavanagh over the top to Worthington. Worthington with support outside from McComb, and McComb beats 2 players. Well, he's not the biggest player, but he's certainly got plenty of power as McComb. Halifax playing champion rugby there, stringing the passes together. It's the one man to thank in that move was Jacob Fairbank for getting Halifax the ball back once they got over halfway. Kavanagh taking the pass, offloaded to Worthington. To be fair to Newcastle, they numbered up in defence. It looked like they weren't going anywhere, but McComb got the ball and he knew where he was going. Past the 2 defenders, touching the ball down, and finally, after all that early pressure, Halifax got a length of the field try, come away with 4 points. Liam Harris is on the touchline, and it's just beyond the halfway mark in the first half. Halifax 4, Newcastle Thunder 0. Harris to try and make it 6. Oh, and he has done from the touchline. Will it stay? No, it's just fallen short of the mark.
And this substitution, sponsored by Traffic Lights. We have, Ben Tibbs, number 24, replacing number 4, James Woodburn Hall, since
On the halfway point, Halifax take the lead, and Ben Tibbs finally gets to make his debut for Halifax after signing from Huddersfield. Waiting in the wings for a long time, but James Woodburn Hall has been taken off. Probably as a precaution, but he had tried to run the injury off. He was struggling a bit for a while. Looked to be okay, but Halifax not risking it when they've got cover on the bench. Dan Murray goes up to halfway and takes it another 5 metres with 2 defenders around him. And Tangata reaching out to take a pass that was a little bit in front of him to the 30-metre line. Back to Liam Harris for the kick. And Halifax support chasing up Tibbs and Saltonstall. Ben Tibbs almost taking Kieran Gill back over the line to force another drop out then. Newcastle survived that Halifax attack. Get to try and bring the ball away from their own line again. Kieran Gill takes it to the 20-metre line. Well, there's nothing much coming out of that fifth tackle already, and Newcastle haven't reached their 30-metre line, so it's Shorrocks who will dispatch the ball downfield again. Tibbs gets back to cover. Kick return brings it back 20 metres, so an encouraging start for Ben Tibbs. Saltonstall gets up 3 metres from halfway. Ed Barber feeds the first tackle, still going forward, and then Halifax get the first penalty of the game. Jack Johnson going high on Ed Barber, and this gives Halifax a chance to put the ball in the corner, but Harry's happy to get the ball out into touch on the 20-metre line and push the Thunder defence back to the 10-metre line. Davis, Connor Davis, recent introduction, trying to get on play the ball. Brandon Moore out to Harris to Leroy. Well tackled by Gill, and he's stripped Kevin Leroy of the ball as Kieran Gill. It's not Gill, it's the winger Jack Johnson. Well, looks a bit shaken from tackling Leroy, but he took the ball off him. Swarming in defence, and Tanger to replace Dan Murray. Big kick downfield, Saltonstall coming across for it, gets the pass inside to Griggs, and Griggs gets it out, and here comes Tibbs again with another opportunity. Not getting very far. Newcastle defence up. Halifax playing risky football in their own red zone as McComb goes again, and McComb has got the taste for it now, almost through two forwards there. Saltonstall comes up again, carries it over the 40. Halifax bringing the ball back from that kick with a real sense of purpose, as Tangata almost put through the gap by Fairbank. Gets up and plays it quickly. Brandon Moore to Griggs. Griggs out to Worthington. Worthington with a step, and Worthington is away from two, still going forward. Griggs takes the ball. Davis looks round, there's nobody within Koué, so he has to go on his own, and he gets brought down 8 metres out. What he would have done for some support there, Davis, but just too far away. Harris out to Saltonstall away, and Ben Tibbs. Well, Ben Tibbs has kept the ball up in the air and managed to get on, take the ball further in field. Well, that's the way to make a name for yourself. Ben Tibbs will get Halifax a second try, and then lead moves to Halifax 8, Newcastle Thunder 0. Ben Tibbs tried to make the conversion easier for Harris. Not sure the conditions are that good for kicking, but he's missed again as Liam Harris. I'm sure Simon Griggs will be much happier with an 8 points to 0 lead. I mean, even happy with 12 points, but 2 tries, 27 minutes gone. Halifax 8, Newcastle Thunder 0, and Newcastle barely threatening the Halifax line. Just that one opportunity when they force Halifax to drop out under the post. Here comes Tibbs again. Tangata running the ball up strongly, still on his feet. Tangata pushing himself over the 20-metre line. Brandon Moore, Griggs, Fairbank disappears under 3 Newcastle defenders. Davis having a run on his own and then being pushed back chiefly by Owen Harrison. Laroya runs the ball up. We've got some big fellas on the field now. Harrison looks to tower above everybody else, and that could be awkward. And Turner just manages to get there before Brandon Moore. Halifax restricting this Newcastle progress with the ball again. I don't think we've spent much time, well, we certainly haven't spent much time in the Halifax half of the field with the ball, haven't Newcastle, and generally when they do, as it is on this occasion, it's to the last tackle again. Of course, a kick from Bailey, Saltonstall underneath it. He'll bring the ball back inside. Harrison was the first man there. And Akumatai and Chappell out. The support acting defence as they came in. Here comes Tibbs again. Harris goes for a 40-20. Well, it could get there, but it's just held up. On a dry day, it might have gone that, and the ball inside, well, it was a hospital pass anyway. And it was nearly a visit to hospital there as Halifax came in with a high tackle. And Johnson flattened with the ball. Too high, said the referee. There were 3 Halifax defenders. Low penalty count. From Fairbank puts his cheeks out as he leaves the field. Despite the autumnal weather conditions, it is fairly warm. Harrison driving the ball forward, looking for some momentum. Newcastle looking for the first score as the clock ticks over into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Jay Chappell drives the ball up. Shorrocks gets the pass away to Bailey, and Akumatai almost out of the tackle of Ed Barber there. Tangata finished him off, and a glorious opportunity spurned there by Newcastle. They've not had too many chances. That was probably one of the best, but they've knocked the ball on again. Possibly down to conditions making holding the ball difficult. Halifax bring it away from the red zone again. Not much to show. 8 points to 0 for the amount of possession they'd had. But they managed to beat one of the top 4 teams last week, but playing the lower down teams again, it's a bit difficult to get into the mindset, because really Halifax should be looking at some big scores against the likes of Newcastle. The next match will be away at Widnes. Of course, there's no travel to France at the moment, so Toulouse next week is a fixture that will have to be rearranged. Another testing kick from Halifax puts Newcastle under pressure in their own quarter of the field, and the chasers there again as well. Fans at Newcastle are not going to make too much progress. 3 tackles gone, 25 metres out from the Newcastle line, and Chapel out. She's give it me, I'll have a go, but fall short of the 40-metre line. Evan Simon's trying to scoop from dummy half over the top, barely kicking down towards the touchline. Saltonstall picks it up and gets away from the first attempted tackle.
Lost it this time.
Halifax have making yards with Kavanagh. Griggs to Harris, and Harris almost running into Ed Barber there. Halifax have both Davies is on the field and Brandon Moore. Griggs puts the ball up. Pressure on again. Halifax making the tackle. Just couldn't get Callum Turner back over the line into the in-goal area. And one of the Chapel brothers is struggling. He's going to leave the field, I think. So another enforced change for Eamon McCarroll. Afternoon so far. Wright gets the ball away. Halifax closing in to make the tackle. Alex Clegg brought down by Worthington. Saltonstall takes it cleanly again and sets off to try and carry the ball back up to the Newcastle defence. Ball short of the 40. Ben Tibbs. Goes down on halfway. The replacement Halifax full-back Brandon Moore to Griggs. Inside ball to Ed Barber running off the right shoulder and taking it up to the Newcastle 30-metre line with just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Halifax leading 8 points to 0. But with the possession they've had, really probably should have been a few more points on the board, but Newcastle defence working hard. There'll be some tired bodies going into the sheds at half time on that Newcastle side. Griggs kicks through and a chase on, and then it's had to be part of play by Alex Clegg. Particular rush. There's a few Newcastle players bent over trying to take some oxygen in. There's a big space in the middle of the field. That drop goes to dropout goes to halfway. It's Connor Davies that runs it back. Curtis Davies moves into acting half. Count is wiped down. Tangata is trying to make meters with 3 players around him. On the Davies to Harris, Griggs out to Saltonstall. Worthington again given opportunity, then Saltonstall will fancy his chances this close to the line. Has just stopped. There were 4 defenders. Another stray pass. Griggs gets it to Harris, who's running out of ideas, but he's running rings around the Newcastle defence at the moment and still dragging himself forward. And how far is Liam Harris going to go? Well, he's stopped eventually, and the tackle count's being wiped down again. Griggs. Saltonstall fancies another chance, just can't get the arm out to put the ball down. Desperate defence by the Newcastle Thunder side, and Davis is over. This will be a try. Well, Halifax have finally got over the line again. But it was always going to be coming with the amount of pressure.
Try time for the Panthers, number 20, Curtis Davis.
Three tries, no goals, got a 12-0 lead. Curtis Davis putting his name on the score sheet. Was out practicing kicking before the game. Well, now he's getting the opportunity. To post his first 2-pointer for Halifax. 6 tries this season. And still no goals for Halifax. Well, if Barber misses a conversion, it was out before the game practicing. They would have put him over from 40 yards out in front of the post. So it stays 12 points to 0. Halifax will bring the ball forward again with Tibbs, who took the pass off Harris. Tangata fighting for every metre. Halifax 12-0 up. Griggs, good short ball to Kavanagh, who's stopped by Cole Oakley, who's on now for Newcastle. Harris, some speed, getting up on that far side and stringing some passes together. Royer just outside the 40, plays at Halifax, moving across the field, then Davis. Connor Davis tries to go through. Another Curtis in acting half. Griggs gets a kick away. No problem for Callum Turner at the back. Turner is normally a winger. Well, Newcastle doing what they've done for most of this first half when they've had the ball, trying to take it out of their own half of the field. The kick forward and a chase. Saltonstall's back and should cover it. We'll wait for him to try and get up and play the ball and carry him over the line, but they've failed to do that. They've failed to score in the first half of Newcastle after Halifax have had a mountain of possession and probably should really have been looking at going in with a healthier score than 12 points to 0. No conversions. 3 tries coming from McCoon, Tibbs and Davis. Newcastle not making it easy with the defensive efforts, but Halifax on course at the moment, at least for another 2-pointer. We'll see what the second half brings, but Halifax in control, leaving the field at half time at the Shay, leading. It's Halifax 12, Newcastle Thunder 0. Both teams back out. Halifax looking to build on that 12 points to 0 lead. And again in the first half. Well, one thing Halifax are starting to miss, or could be missing, is the kicking of Connor Robinson, who's missing today, having proved positive for COVID for the second time. He's isolating. Well, His teammates carry on to try and gain the 9th straight league win. Leroya disappears under 3 tackles, a tactic that Newcastle have used effectively in the first half with the defence, which has limited Halifax's scoring. Ben Kavanagh almost going through, but it's another good tackle from Shorrocks to stand off. Saltonstall takes it over halfway. Halifax starting the second half with determination and commitment, as Harris brings Barber on the inside, and Ed Barber tries to find a gap in the Thunder defence, but once again struggling for it. Davis, Ed Barber, well, that's a spinning kick. Halifax are offside, says the referee. That'll be a second Newcastle penalty of the game. Just put into touch. In front of the Halifax replacements bench. Well, the Kumatai fastens his laces. Kyle Trout runs the ball up for Newcastle. A bit of a journey on his Kyle Trout. He's been a few clubs in his time. Wakefield, Doncaster, Batley, Whitehaven, 2 spells at Featherstone. And now a Newcastle Thunder player. Worthington. Trying a little shimmy and step before he met the defence, but once again Newcastle making it difficult. That's well taken by Davis, who manages to get the pass behind him to Liam Harris. Saltonstall comes in. Saltonstall kicks and chases. Surely he'll get there, will he? The ball just beats him out of play. Well, just a little bit too much toe on the ball for Saltonstall there as the ball roped agonisingly over the dead ball line as he got there, tried to flick it back in. Maybe a sign of things to come for Halifax as this game progresses. Saltonstall took up a perfect position for the ball back inside there, just couldn't finish it off. Newcastle wasting no time in getting back into the Halifax half. They're looking to create the opportunity, create any opportunity to try and get over this try line. Halifax, of course, kept them scoreless at Kingston Park earlier in the season with a 32-0 victory. A cluster of bodies, a kicking goal, another top drop out from under the post. This will be the second one that Newcastle have forced, one in either half so far. Just short of halfway. Halifax defence running out as one to make the tackle. Turner, the man that picked up the ball initially. Kyle Trout is driven back by the defence, looking to get the handspring. Shorrocks running the attacking line, gets it to right, showing the strength, but eventually Halifax have 3 men there and put him down on the 20-metre line. Last thing Halifax want to do is concede early in the second half, because that will give a bit of momentum to this Newcastle side, who are on the last tackle at this set of 6. Tight, trying to power his way over. He's got the ball back, and Halifax have eventually made the tackle on from half Connor Bailey. Perhaps not the power of Akumatai. The Newcastle scrum half, Saltonstall into Owen Harrison. Probably not going far when you meet Harrison, and then he has people to help him. McComb gets up, plays the ball. Leroya will try and make her way around and eventually through the Newcastle defence. Halifax out of the red zone. Can they get any further forward? Worthington will take it up to the 40. It needs a third man to complete the tackle on the former Featherstone man. Davies to Tangata. Tangata gets over halfway, but it's the last tackle, and so Harris will look for some space, doesn't find any, just finds Jack Johnson. Tried the step and go. Halifax equally as strong in defence as Newcastle are. Well, they haven't had to do as much tackling. Davis brothers in the tackle. I suppose there's one for the statisticians there, with two identical sets of twins playing against each other in the same game. When that happened before, Davis and brothers and Chapel are brothers. Zach McComb, Halifax's first try scorer. Barber wrestling with Kieran Gill. Gill managed to get him down. Brandon Moore looking for support and found it, but not in best position for Kavanagh, not going at any particular speed. Brandon Moore gets her way to Davis. Davis to Griggs, and Griggs kicks to the corner, forcing Callum Turner to pick the ball up. 3 defenders in front of him, and that's a good chase from Scott Griggs and Greg Worthington following that kick. And Halifax moving up quickly in defence, once again restricting this Newcastle momentum going forward. 3 tackles gone, 25 metres out from their own line. Matty Wright will take Newcastle up to the 40. Harrison running off the short ball into the shoulder of Tangata, but he manages to get away, and then Tangata gets Harrison at the second attempt. Last tackle, Shorrocks thinks twice and puts a kick that's gone into the hands of one of his teammates, and Halifax have managed to come up with possession after the attempted kick through. Never going to really trouble the Halifax defence. Saltonstall evades Matty Wright's charge at him, but the referee to bring him down on the 20-metre line. Halifax supporters tried to encourage their side as McComb is off again, and a strong run up towards halfway. Brandon Moore charging the ball up. Was a Newcastle player, I think it's Evan Simons, who was left on the floor. Ed Barber's moving out onto the wing, but putting pressure on the kick again. And Halifax have mastered that this afternoon. Putting the kick and chase. force their opponent to try and bring the ball out of the red zone again. It's something that Newcastle haven't mastered. Getting back into the opposition half on the 5th tackle, but maybe they will this time. They've got to halfway, but the referee raises his hand. It's the last tackle. Looking back for Bailey to make the kick. And Bailey gets some height on that. Nobody interested in it. And Zach McComb let it bounce. And, well, he's put down and giving himself up in the tackle, because I think he's waiting for some of his teammates to get back, as Ben Tibbs drags it forward, gets to the 30-metre line. Danbury back on for Curtis Davis.
And the substitution supported by Jackie Lawrence. Number 10, Danbury, replaces number 20, Curtis Davis.
Halifax back in the opposition half again, but still only leading by 12-0. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Griggs gets it away to Harris. Harris kicks over the top. Leroyer and Davis are the runners, and well, that was almost a slide into his own in-goal area there by Turner. Managed to stay in the field of play though. And another penalty to Newcastle. Well, it's a piggyback penalty out of their own red zone for the Newcastle Thunder. Bailey putting the kick to touch 5 metres from halfway. Bailey gets the ball to Ed Chapel Howe, and makes 8 metres into the Halifax half. Evan Simons gets it to Kyle Trout, and Trout pushes away Brandon Moore. Moore goes back for the second go, but Trout's already been stopped by Fairbank and Tangata. Shorrocks in a short pass. Newcastle edging towards the Halifax line.
On the substitution, number 50, Chapel replaces number 36.
Newcastle putting the move on, and it's a straight pass. Well, Shorrocks is left on the field. Left referee's whistle blew straight away. And Tangata was continuing the argument with Ed Chapel Howe. Well, Ben Tibbs might have been on his way for a second try there, had the referee not pulled it back because it was bouncing up in his favour. Quite sure what went on there. I was following the ball. Obviously Shorrocks took a clattering. He kicked the ball. Shorrocks is back on his feet. Referee calling from the assistant from the touch judge on this near side. A yellow card for Adam Tangata. I think he's just disagreeing with the referee. Disappointed and frustrated Adam Tangata. Matai driving towards the line. Halifax making the tackle. Well, they don't want to be left short. They've 4 players in the defence there. Will this leave an overlap on the far side? Well, Oakley is tackled 8 metres out from the Halifax line. Stacking players out to the right. Newcastle. Shorrocks gives it to Kyle Trout, and Trout trying to get away from the Halifax players. Swarming defence from Halifax. Short ball. Wins no rewards again. Last tackle. Newcastle determined to try and put something on the board. Halifax trying to make sure they don't, and there's an opportunity here, but Kieran Gill gets it away. And despite the shout for forward pass, Newcastle have gone over in the corner. And it's Kieran Gill, I think, that's put the ball down.
Number 2, Jack Johnson.
Oh, it's not Gill, it's Jack Johnson. So Johnson's try. Not the easiest kick for Wright, but if he gets it, the lead's cut by a half to 12 points to 6. Still 24 and a half minutes to go, and Wright, has he pulled it round enough? He has. So Halifax down to 12 men, concede a try. Came off a questionable pass, according to the Halifax supporters. And Newcastle are back in this game now. Well, they didn't look like they were going to create anything, didn't Newcastle? The one opportunity that they have converted has brought them back into this game, and it's up to Halifax now with 12 men to defend against the Newcastle side, which will be buoyed by that 4-pointer. And Matai taking some pulling down for Halifax defence. Turner into the line there. Evan Simons now moves back to acting half. Kyle Trout takes it out midway between the 30 and 40 metre marks in the Newcastle side of the field, and the stacking men on the right hand side. Turner turning up again, try and make some inroads into this Halifax defence. Kick from Shorrocks, that one could be bouncing anywhere, but Saltonstall underneath it. And Saltonstall dragged down from behind by Chapelhow. Ben Tibbs. Trying to help out the forwards and make some yardage upfield. Zach McComb gets to the 40 metre line. Brandon Moore waiting impatiently to get the quick ball away. Dan Murray takes it back into the heart of the Newcastle forwards defensive line. Harris pops it up for Laroya and gets it away to Saltonstall, who have a run at the defence again. Saltonstall getting over the 40 metre line, but it's the last tackle. chip through from Griggs, depends on the bounce, and Turner's able to take it. But Griggs there to slow him down, teammates there to finish him off. Knight in the red zone, Newcastle player leaving the field looking groggy. Cole Oakley, another man down for Newcastle in the red zone, just stretching the hamstrings. Got that one for a head-high tackle, but it was the ball carrier was falling into the tackle there rather than anything malicious. Evan Simons. So this is going to test Halifax's resolve. Fortunately, the kick from Shorrocks is not the best, and has not made too much ground on that far side. Still out on the 40-metre line. Tie. Turner just managing to keep hold of the ball. It looked like it went forward off Akuma Tie, but referee playing it on. Evan Simons out to Nathan Wild. Newcastle 12 metres away. Shorrocks trying to step, gets the long pass away. Halifax could be short on numbers on this side. Well, he's not going to give that one. It looked very, very close, did that, and it looked like it might have almost been a 4-pointer. Thankfully for Halifax. Kieran Gill kept out in the corner. So, another look at that. Could have easily gone the other way, I think. It was very, very close. Newcastle have certainly perked up since they got back into this game at 12 points to 6. Well, Cameron, he took his tackle as soon as he took the ball then. Definitely looking up and down the line. And everybody else seeing that Newcastle Thunder defenders are stepping in front of him. Fairbank into Chapel Howe. Halifax struggling to get forward. And Cavan did well to keep hold of that one, but it's the last tackle. Halifax still in their own half. Griggs will be kicking down that far touchline again. And it hasn't managed to go over the touchline, but Turner almost losing it off his boot, but managing to get the kind bounce towards him. He was able to pick it up right. Goes forward, tries to get a low projectile position. Referees wipe the tackle count clean. Johnson taking it over halfway, 18 minutes to go. Halifax 12, Newcastle 6. Chapel Howe driving forward. Evan Simons gets the pass away. Wild again, taking the ball off Bailey, the scrum half, getting to the 20-metre line. Kyle Trout to Bailey. Bailey gets it to Gill. Nowhere for Kieran Gill to go. Last tackle. Newcastle 10 metres away. Bailey with a kick through the defence. Well taken. I think it's Worthington that saved Halifax there. It is Greg Worthington taking that kick. Saltonstall trying to get away. McCoon's off. Oh, almost through there. Trout just doing enough to slow him down there. ball from the pass that came out of the tackle. Scott Griggs rather goes forward, and now McComb again, shrugging off the first attempted tackler. Scott Griggs to Dan Murray. Last tackle, is it worth a one-pointer? Well, not yet. 16 minutes ago, Griggs kicks over the top. Now there's a chance of a... Well, Griggs just couldn't get hold of the fullback to force him back into the in-goal area to force the dropout again. Halifax back up to 13 men with Tangata back on. Gill moving inside. Liam McAvoy back on the field for Newcastle.
Thunder substitution, number 13, Liam McAvoy.
His second spell at Newcastle after spending 2020 in Australia. And another kick downfield. Well, that is going to hold up and stay in the field of play. McCool goes back to collect it, brings it back to the 20-metre line. Saltonstall into three. Well, it might not be pretty for Newcastle, but the defensive game they've played with three and four tacklers in has proved positive for them. Hey, Barber cops a high one. Halifax wondering what they've got to do to get anything. Worthington 5 metres from halfway. Griggs to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore to Liam Harris out wide, and it's off the foot of Barber. And Tibbs has played it on with his feet, and Tibbs is still going. Can he get to it? Well, Halifax have finally got a penalty. They've had nobody that could kick a goal this afternoon. 14 minutes to go, and how much is 2 points worth to Halifax at this stage of the game? Well, Halifax's number one kicker out with COVID, Ed Barber, will step up and hopefully get the kick that puts Halifax 8 points and 2 scores in front of the Newcastle Thunder. 3 attempted kicks and 3 misses so far this afternoon. Halifax will be hoping for 4th time lucky. So Ed Barber. Well, it's about 12-13 metres out to the right hand side of the post. 18 metres out from the try line. Ed Barber. Well, it is 4th time lucky. So Ed Barber's first success on his second attempt gives Halifax an 8-point lead. Tangata back on. Newcastle are under pressure, and McAvoy all over Tangata. Saltonstall takes it over the 20. Out to Kavanagh, then Kavanagh gets over the 30-metre line. Griggs looking for runners, finds Tangata, and he will run at this Newcastle defence with an extra little bit of effort now after being sin-binned. Back to Harris for the kick to the air this time, looking for wind assistance. Turner moves across and takes it right under his own post, but not really anywhere to go. And Wakefield, Newcastle have 3 men in the Halifax line there. Almost a slip up from right there as he had to stoop down to pick that ball up. Moving it out wide. It's Sam Wilde to the 40-metre line. McAvoy. Well, Medics onto another Newcastle player. As Turner gets the kick away, Saltonstall underneath it, and nowhere to go, and another one that looked high. Zach McComb gets over the 20-metre line. Here we go with the Newcastle side, only just this time, getting back the 10. Worthington making important meters. Brandon Moore looking to do the same, taking the ball up on his own and getting to halfway. Dan Murray, good pass to Harris, drawing the defence, giving it to Fairbank. Fairbank somehow manages to get it out in the tackle as Harris kicks forward, and there's a late challenge. Referee turning a blind eye to that. Nothing much difference between that, I think, and the incident when Tangata was sin-binned. Right, takes it over the 40. Still 10 minutes to go. Still plenty of time. They need 2 scores. That didn't look the best of passes, which has slowed down the momentum of Newcastle as they've got just a metre into the Halifax half. Shorrocks will go for the kick again. Good catch from McComb with that familiar goose step before he gets up to speed and charges into the Newcastle defence. Saltonstall. Chapelhow, I think, was offside there, and he chased Tangata down, gets a bit of a facial from the scrum half. Halifax mounting attack on that left hand side with Kavanagh getting the pass away, but forward. Halifax giving Newcastle a chance to get back into the Halifax half of the field, but Kavanagh moving up there and stopping that defence, that attack in its tracks. Just outside the 40-metre line. We're down the short side again, Harrison. And a penalty for lifting Harrison up over the horizontal. Well, They can't really afford to go for goal, so McAvoy will take the first drive up to the Halifax defence. Simons gets the pass away to the scrum half Bailey. He quickly passes it on. Down the right hand side again. Halifax defence holding firm. Well, that's the reach out and a stretch from Chapelhow, and because he's such a big player, he's got the frame to get the ball over the line just to the right hand side of the uprights, and this has put this game into a tight affair for the last 7 minutes now. If Wright kicks the goal,
scored by number 15, Ed Chapelhow.
Ed Chapelhow has given Newcastle a chance. Dennis Betts, the director of rugby at Newcastle, on the side of the field handing out his instructions. As Wright kicks the goal that makes it Halifax 14, Newcastle 12. Halifax don't seem to be in a rush to get back because Newcastle will get the ball from the kick. 6 minutes to go rather. Harris with the kick. What would Halifax give for an error by Newcastle now in their own red zone, but they're up following the kick quickly. McAvoy goes forward. Curtis Davis is back on. I think it's Curtis. Breaking play. It's Connor Davis that's back on, because Connor wears the headgear. McAvoy being patched up by the Newcastle medical staff. Referee taking a look. 5 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock. And look back over the results of Newcastle 2014 to Whitehaven next week, so they can get close to 68 points they conceded against Featherstone. Beat York away from home 28-26, so there's obviously something there, maybe not just the consistency. Certainly a will to try and do well, although the league position doesn't show that, with just 5 wins. And another high tackle, which was given after the Newcastle players appealed for it. That's 7-2 penalties. Gets the pass away to Evan Simons. Nathan Wild stopped 22 metres out. These are nervous moments for Halifax. Bailey to Akumatai. Screens a forward pass again. Going swayed. Referee continuing. Matty Wright gets the ball. Halifax defending for their lives with Sam Wilde. And a play from half from Evan Simons. Ben's inches away from the Halifax line. Will they do the same again? Well, they have. The last tackle, perhaps they shouldn't have gone for that, but Halifax have one more tackle to hold out, and it's sort of spoiled and barely unable to take the ball. And once again, an important moment in this game. I think it was Griggs that rushed out of the line. Connor Bailey knocked the ball on. Well, less than 4 minutes now. The jumper time for Halifax. Get the ball away from your line. Worthington. There we go. There's a swinging down from one of the Chapel House there. Worthington getting up to have a look and see who it was. Saltonstall. There we go. Must only count as head-high tackles one way. Harris to Tibbs. To the ground. Referee ignoring all appeals. Chapel House out of the line again. Wrestled to the ground. McAvoy in there to make the tackle on Harris. Briggs kicks downfield. 3 minutes to go. Chase is not as fast or as effective this time, but the tackle is when they do get there. Halifax looking for one last big effort. Maybe Newcastle might get another set of 6 after this one, assuming they don't make anything out of this one. The 2 metres from halfway, looking for the quick play of the ball. McAvoy put down just outside the 40 by Tangata. Halifax being pushed back. Kick from Bailey. Could be dangerous, but Saltonstall takes the ball and goes down with it. 2 minutes to go. Zach McCoon. And Halifax are going to get a penalty this time. Just what they needed. Well, they should have had more before, but they've got what they needed now, and that's a piggyback out of their own red zone. Newcastle had persisted with some questionable tackling, and finally Halifax have a penalty for a head-high tackle. They could have had a few more, and now with a minute left, oh, there's another one there almost. Caught the dummy runner, Kavanagh taking it forward. Saltonstall goes from acting half, pinching metres from dummy half, all important for Halifax.
Man of the match award chosen by sponsors, Senate Independent Wealth Management, and it goes to number 5, James Saltonstall.
James Saltonstall named as man of the match. Davis just happy to take the tackle and slow the play down. Harris to Tangata. Last tackle. Well, kick it out of play. There's only seconds left on the clock. Tibbs is going for it. Harris picks it up. Last tackle still. But that should be enough to play down the clock, as Harris almost came up with the customary late surge that he's produced in 1 or 2 games this season, but no more needed. Newcastle, to be fair, have defended well. They've also been perhaps helped by a big tackle count, a big penalty count in their favour. And some calls, would-be calls going unpunished by the referee and touch judges. But Halifax have managed to hang on. Failed with 3 kicks, and when they got a penalty, well, they'd no option but to take it to try and get 2 scores in front. Barber converted, despite Chapelhouse try and Wright's kick from the side of the post. Halifax managed to hang on and get the 9th straight win, only by 2 points, but it's still a win. And it doesn't matter, it's another ugly win, but Halifax have taken the spoils, second the points, and will stay 3rd in the table behind Featherstone and Toulouse. Toulouse, who they should have played next week, but that looks like that's off, so they'll be back in action in 2 weeks away at Widnes. Might take that long to get over some of the headaches from this afternoon. Well, there might be a few headaches from another celebration after a win over the Newcastle Thunder at the Shay. Final score: Halifax 14, Newcastle 12.